always a great day when we're getting wild in the kitchen. I'm here with Chef Jim Kimberg from Crave Restaurants, and Chef Jim, in my opinion, any time of day is a good time for breakfast.
Breakfast for dinner works in my world for sure.
So what are we making today?
Today we're actually doing blackened elk steak Benedict. So
That sounds pretty
it
good.
is very good.
Are you ready to get started?
I'm ready to get started.
Okay.
Let's do this.
All right.
All right, so for the first step, we got to separate the egg whites from the egg yolks. Egg yolks we're going to put in the mixing bowl. That's going to go into our hollandaise.
Oh, I like how you're using your hands to do that.
Best tools ever.
I'm guessing this is not for me to drink.
Well, you could drink it, but actually this is one of my first tricks for you. Add like 2 tablespoons of water into there, and that's going to help kind of stabilize it, get it nice and fluffy. One more little splash. Perfect.
Just a splash.
Yeah. So now we're ready to go over to the steam bath. We're going to use a double boiler to kind of just whisk this up and get it fluffy and not make scrambled eggs. That's
the trick.
That's the goal, yep.
So we have some water that is not boiling, I've noticed.
Right. So we want to just kind of touch the bottom of that mixing bowl into that simmering water. When you start to see the bottom of the mixing bowl, that's what I'm looking for. That's when it tells you your eggs are starting to cook. It's getting to that temperature where the protein in the egg yolks is starting to set up.
It almost looks like a batter.
Exactly. All right. So I think we're ready for the next step, Laura.
All right. So it's time for some butter.
Yep, I'm going to continue to whisk. If you want to slowly just add that.
Slow and steady. Butter smells delicious.
Yes, it does.
And how much butter are we adding?
For 4 egg yolks, I'm going to go about 1/4 pound, so a full stick of butter. All right. So now we just got to season it. And you got the lemon, so let's squeeze half a lemon into this. We've got a little hot sauce.
About a teaspoon?
Yeah, about a teaspoon.
Seems about right.
That looks good. And now just a little bit of salt.
Salt and pepper.
That's the hardest part of the dish.
Easy enough.
So we're going to set that aside.
So I'm guessing it's time to poach the eggs.
Yeah, let's poach the eggs.
All right, but I heard that you have a tip for us using lemon juice.
I do. So we're going to add the other half of the lemon to the water. It helps set up the egg white. A perfect poached egg, your yolk will be runny, but your egg white will be firm.
That's a good tip. Slow and easy.
Yeah.
And how long do the eggs cook in the water?
They're going to take about 3 minutes if you like that yolk nice and runny.
And while our eggs are poaching, I noticed we're getting our cast iron skillet ready.
You want a nice hot cast iron skillet for blackening that elk steak. Thinking we're doing it eggs Benedict. You want it a little thinner, a little bit more tender. And as I mentioned before, we're going to be blackening it. So I've got some blackened spices in there. And then follow me over to that cast iron. We're going to drop it right in. So yeah, that's what you want, is see that nice reaction of the smoke.
And how long do these cook on each side?
We're going to cook about a minute on the first side, and we're going to flip. Then we're going to add a little more of that melted butter. And to finish it off, just a little bit more lemon juice right over the top. That's pretty much done right now.
That's some serious sizzle right there, Jim.
That's some serious sizzle.
It smells good.
It does smell really good. You smell those spices for sure.
Delicious.
Right. If you want to put a poached egg on each one of those.
Ever so gently. Time for our beautiful hollandaise.
That hollandaise we put so much work into. If you want to ladle a nice full scoop over each egg, don't be shy.
Voila.
Look at you. Woo. We got a little smoked paprika here.
My favorite.
Yeah, ties in with that blackening spice. And that is
Love
brunch
it.
for a king.
I think it's time for some breakfast.
Get in there and take a bite.
All right, here we go. So good.
Nice.
Delicious. Well, if you want to find this wildly delicious recipe, you can go to mnbound.com and have yourself some elk eggs Benedict for breakfast, lunch, dinner, you name it. Good job.
Thank you. You too.